a guy buys a girl a car for her birthday, for real, right? But he only puts the down payment on it, basically, because he tells her you got to pay the note.
You got to pay the note.
So her issue is that you didn't really buy me a fucking car. You just bought me a bill. And I just want to know.
She's not wrong.
I want to know how y'all feel about, would that be an acceptable gift to give to somebody if you put, let's say, $5,000 down on a car?
Only if you're going to help her pay the bill, because now you don't know what her finances is like. You could have really you could have really jammed her up more than you helped her. Because if now you putting this $5,000 down, all right, that's cool. That was a great gesture, but now you got me living beyond my means. You kind of fucked me in the end.
Hold on. How often in these situations when people quote unquote buy somebody a car, do they actually put the title and all of that in their name? Like, it feels like a lot of times when it's something like that, they never even get to that point. It's like the car really in their name and they just got you.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So basically in a scenario like what you're saying, this person takes on and they paying this note. Something happened and they break up or they can't pay it no more. Does it really fall onto that person or falls on the person that bought it for them that never got transferred over?
Yeah, because technically speaking, when you do stuff like that, it's like, yo, you kind of got to take the person with you, because if it's going to be that person's note, you got to take them with it to get that. They got to sign the paperwork to put the shit in her name. So even if you're going to co-sign, it's like, all right, listen, all right, you can get it. I'll just be the co-signer, but the person still got to be there. It's hard to give somebody a car note and just show up and surprise them, because it's like, unless you're just gonna keep everything in your name in confidence that they gonna pay the bill.
And that's what I'm saying. And most of the time, that's what it is. So if you really think about it, right, this is just me trying to somewhat support the person that puts that person in that position. Is really, did they put them in a position? Or they put themselves in a position? Because it's like, no, the car really falling on the person that bought it, because legally it's still in their name.
But they might take them to the dealership, because I know guys that do this shit and say which one you like, and then while they there, they put down the money.
But in this situation, what was it?
In this situation, he obviously put a bill on her, because she's saying that, oh, yo, putting a down payment on it is not buying me a car for my birthday.
But then why you went through? That's what I'm saying. Like,
because maybe she felt like he was going to pay the note.
Oh, okay. So now
I don't know.
When something like that is unclear,
not buying someone a car.
You're right. Basically, it's not buying a car. If that's the case, I bought people a lot of shit, because growing, like when I was a kid, when I was like younger, I had the craziest credit as a young person. So people would have to call me and be like, "Yo, Dev, I'm trying to get this in my name," or I need to get this in your name or this in your name, and I would have all of this shit, but I'm basically just letting you use my credit. So if anything, that's all this gift is him letting her use the credit, and then obviously whatever the down payment was.
This is one of them double standards too, because men always have to act like we like gifts that we don't like. Women don't have to do that. Women can say, they can speak up about it. Like, I'm not really feeling this. I don't really like this. Men get shit all the time that we really don't fucking like.
And if you say that, yo, you looked at as an ungrateful bitch.
That shit could end your relationship.
Yeah, my girl was mad as shit about Christmas. And I told GB this. Like, she got me this nice ass, like, the hoodie was probably like $200, right? Too expensive for my blood. But I wanted this air fryer. So I asked her, could I take it back? And she was offended.
He's a take back gift nigga.
Yeah, I'll take your shit back.
Yes, he is.
It wasn't that it was an ugly hoodie or whatever, but I would rather the air fryer. So
and I told the nigga
hoodie,
he violated.
I took the hoodie back to Macy's or wherever she got it from, and I bought an air fryer. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's nothing wrong with saying like, yo, I would be more happy to take this back and get what I want.
I don't think Slice is a violator necessarily. I'm gonna tell you why.
See how she laughing?
Hold on, no. I'm gonna tell you
why. She laughing?
No. I don't think Slice is a violator. I'm gonna tell you only reason why Slice not a violator.
Thank you, Dev.
Because he didn't upgrade the gift, he downgraded it. Now, if you buy me something
and you take and put some more money to it and get something else,
that's actually worse, because what I told you was that your gift wasn't good enough. What Slice does is he says, GB, man, I can't take this AP, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is just too expensive of a watch, bro. And I just give me a what do you ask
Apple
for?
Watch.
He asked for an Apple Watch instead.
Like I said, is a double standard. Is because when it's a man, it's different. But when it's a woman, he's trying to make sense, right? They're not thinking of it that way. And what did your girl do? She reacted emotionally.
She was upset
because Slice is just trying to make sense. And I told him, I'm like, bro, and it's nothing that makes sense in this scenario. Because Slice is like, well, in the real world, it makes more sense for me to get the thing I want, as opposed to just have this thing that I'm never going to wear.
Right,
I'm
Slice
gonna wear it,
but it's like he's just not
limited.
aggressive.
Because Slice is
it's
thinking
about
like
the thought though. He's putting a dollar, y'all are putting a dollar amount on it, and it's not about the money. It's about the fact that she bought him a hoodie and she picked it out. She took the time to go out and search and look and think about him all that time she was in the store shopping for him, picking through things or whatever. So she gave him the gift from the kindness of her heart. It's not about the dollar sign.
I'm now you done flipped.
You done flipped.
No.
got him.
I'm gonna tell you why Kira flipped me. Me and Slice do not give a fuck about clothes. We don't care at all. I'll put on anything. So his girl probably was like, this is my opportunity to put this nigga in
upgrade
something
this
fly.
nigga.
Put him in something fly, because leave it to him. He just gonna grab anything.
You know what Slice will do in that scenario? Slice would be like, I got this hot hoodie. Now I gotta go spend $200 for some jeans. Now I gotta, like, I don't have anything to wear this with. That's how he
He
thinks.
should have went back to his girl. Like, babe, what you think
Buy
I should
some
put
more.
with
No.
this?
What Slice will do is turn the 10 hoodies. I mean, turn it into 10
Turn
hoodies.
it into 10 hoodies.
So he'll just be like, $200 for a hoodie. I could get $20
That's how I always
hoodies,
be thinking.
and I have 10 hoodies,
Yeah,
babe.
I be
And she like, no,
But
I
I told
want you
him,
to have that.
what I told him though, I said, listen, if it was your homie, let's say Tim bought you the hoodie, Tim wouldn't have been offended. But it's a double standard.
Because it's a woman.
Because it's a woman, they're going to be offended, bro.
So I think we've touched on this before, but like, women will, when it comes to gifts, they don't give a fuck with shit like that, because even when I was younger, I would be in a scenario where my girlfriends would buy me a gift that they couldn't afford, and basically all they were doing was, I was buying it for myself.
Yep.
Because at the end of the
I
day,
don't like that shit.
it's kind of like your kids. It's like if my son went all out.
Like, Dad, I need 500.
He just bought me something that cost 500. Now he need 500.
Right.
So my girl,
That's
my ex-girl used to do that. She never really had money, but then when it would come time for my birthday or Christmas, she would come with something extravagant, right? But now I know for a fact
She don't got the rent.
she don't got money for any, like, I'm talking about, babe,
Yeah, no, that's ass.
I need this,
I don't
I
fuck with
need
that.
that, I need this, I
don't
need
fuck with
that. So
gotta
all
get
that happens
creative.
is I'm basically paying for every single thing, because, and I'm talking about in a time period where we're in poverty.
Right.
I'm in my early 20s. We're broke.
Yeah.
You go and you buy me something crazy, and now I gotta pay for
let's do
everything.
this.
But that's an immature mind. Y'all, like you said, y'all were young. You know what I'm saying? And how much time did y'all put in that relationship? How well did she know you that she couldn't think about something creative that you love that she could have made or something like
I'm
that?
gonna tell you what it is. I think it was this. If you were with somebody for 4 years, right? 4 or 5 years, and they're the rock, even when in poverty, right? Somebody in a relationship will be the rock. Like, he makes sure we don't drown. And he still comes up with something for me. Because for me, I used to be like I said, credit bull. So if you go back in the day, what y'all don't remember, younger people, is a 40-inch flat screen TV back in, let's say, like 2004 was stupid money.
Yeah, it was.
I'm talking about, like, yo, you bought a 42-inch and that shit cost me like $2,500 for a little ass TV, and it was plasma. You turn that bitch on the side, it's broken. It's broken, right? That's how this shit was. But I was the type to be like, damn, I want to do something crazy for Christmas. I got credit. I done swiped the card. Now I got a bill that I'm paying on forever, right? As a young person. She didn't have those options, so instead it would come with, maybe not paying her bills and putting her money to the side, but she's skipping out on bills.
Yeah,
now
no,
she did this, and now she in arrears, and I got to rescue
let me
her.
ask, so let me ask you something. A dude, because I just want to see if how this theory is. Let's say a guy, he buys you a gift.
Her birthday coming up anyway.
Gift ass though. Gift ass.
Mm.
Do you let him know that you don't like the gift, or do you express
my appreciation? Yes.
But do you express any concerns about the gift? It's somebody. Let's say you dating a guy. Y'all been together for some time. Y'all been together for some time. He know you. You know him. But he bring an ass gift.
No, if he did it out of love, no.
Do you feel like he should know your style?
He should know. Like? Yeah.
But what if he bring you something that ain't in your style?
I think I'll say something. I mean, I'll speak on. Hold on, I'll speak.
We don't have that luxury.
And this is the thing. I think it's super unfair. People always do this. You gotta know how you with that person and don't know them. Yo, check this out. When it comes to like interest, like the things that your partner is interested in, if you're not interested in them things, being with them for 20 years does not make you know the difference, yo.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is like you could dress a certain way, but your man thinks that he's picking out something that's in your style, and he's wrong. That's like my girl trying to buy me one of these action figures.
She know he like Transformers.
She's going to buy the wrong shit. I'm like, yo, you bought a fucking
go buy.
Yeah, exactly. And so now that's where the research comes from. She's gonna call one of my homies that's into the same thing and try to be like, yo, Daytona, what kind of joint you want? But with a lot of things, niggas will be wrong and women will be wrong.
Listen, let me ask you now. Let's finish the theory. I asked her. Same scenario you just said. You've been with your girl for some time. And she go buy you one of the fucked up Jones. You really ain't fucking with the John. Do you say something? Or do you act like you like it?
I feel like where I am now, because we got so much time in, I wouldn't have before. I feel like right now, I think I could kid it off. I don't know.
I'm still thinking about it.
I'm still no, and that's the thing. I am
almost a dime in, almost a decade
in. But I feel
that's
a long time. But I feel like I might be able to bring it up. You know what I'm saying?
Babe, can I take this back and get the other Megatron?
Because this dope, but I really like that other one, yo. Did you see that one?
Bro,
you gotta know how to. You gotta know how to.
Niggas is scared.
Yo, because what happens is this is what niggas do. Next thing you know, they walking around your man cave or whatever, and they like, "Where the one I bought you?" Because you got that joint tucked in the drawer.
But low key, we always do sneak and take the shit back sometimes. But
I had a horrible thing.
I just don't like the fact that as men, we have to act like we like.
Because our mental health don't matter.
I'm saying. A motherfucker your birthday could come, a motherfucker could do something for you for your birthday. You might not like it. You gotta act like you like it.
That happened to me last year.
You gotta act like you like it.
Does it
and I did not act like I like it.
Does it depend on how like important? Let's say you always wanted a motorcycle, right? Like or your man always wanted a motorcycle. Okay. So you went and bought him something extravagant like that, a motorcycle, but you really bought it like cash. Not like this person that got a bill for the person. You just bought it, but he was like, that's a crotch rocket, John. I wanted a Harley. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's a difference between the niggas that ride the Ninja John and the niggas that ride the Harley John. Would that be considered disrespectful for a nigga to tell? I think you gotta not say nothing with something like that.
No, you gotta say something with that. It's major.
If I put that much effort into getting a gift like that, I'm gonna make sure I'm getting the right gift. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna hint around something. It's gonna be a book. Something is gonna be some hints or something. Like
listen, women do that shit with engagement rings. They do with engagement rings.
A woman will fucking flip your shit with all due disrespect if your ring not right. Damn.
Damn, that's Sean.
They're like, oh baby, but maybe at the jewelry store the next morning.
You think women do that?
Women upgrade their own engagement rings.
I was engaged 3 times, so No.
Did you,
I didn't do that though.
Do you got all the rings?
What you do once you break
I have
up?
2 of them.
Hold on. How you end up?
Is that a violation?
Yeah, how you end up keeping a ring?
What you mean?
That's a violation.
How is that a violation?
Hold on, I thought it was a promise. I thought it was a
hold up.
promise to get married.
Yeah, hold up. Time out.
That's not a gift.
Time out.
Not a
If
gift.
I get down on one knee and I give you a ring, right? I give you a ring, boom, we engage. We break up. Now you get a new boyfriend. Y'all rocking with each other now. It's
Actually,
like, yo,
4
now
times.
I get
Hold
down
on.
on one knee
4
and
times.
give you a ring.
Wait a minute, it was
4
4. I
times?
was like,
You got engaged 4 times?
Hey, how many
You
rings
kept
you
2
got?
rings?
You kept 2 rings?
Yeah.
Bro.
Hold on, 4 niggas got on bending knee and said, "Yo, I
I'm
need
down
you."
on business.
The first engagement, I unfortunately I turned that down. The second one.
Hold on, on the spot, right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how that go?
Listen, hold on, wait.
I bet you he locked up right now.
No, he's not
he's
locked
a
up, and
serial killer.
we cool. We speak to
Was
this
y'all,
day, but
y'all wasn't in front of people though, right?
he proposed to me in my grandmother's living room.
You disrespectful.
Yo, my
I
God.
didn't want to marry
No.
him.
You're
You're supposed to do that later.
I
You're supposed
And
to say
nobody
yes.
was there. Nobody was there. Nobody was there.
Oh, my God.
Nobody was there.
No, nobody was there. Okay, that's
Because you know
fine.
the first thing niggas gonna do is pull the phones out.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
This
I
is
don't
back
care.
in the
I don't care.
If
I don't
it's just
care.
my grandmama, her
I don't
deathbed
care
in
if
there.
it's
That's
just
right.
my family there and there was no phones out.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me yes, let me be all happy, and then when we get by ourselves, be like, yeah, I had to just. I
His
didn't-
self-esteem will never recover. And he will never, ever propose to another woman. You broke that
He
man.
definitely,
No, he's. I don't think he's broken. I don't know. He's living his
he
life.
definitely ain't
but-
proposing to her again.
He
It's
didn't.
only take one no, and that shit is the
That shit
relationship is
over.
over.
That shit over.
It was over when he asked. I didn't want to go back to the situation.
But I think I would be upset if I proposed to a woman and then found out she had other engagement rings. I think I would be upset.
Why?
Absol-
But why do you care about something
Why
that
do
happened
you-
before?
Why
you?
you still have them?
No, because you know why? Now you dick measuring.
Yep.
You dick.
You got something to compare my shit to.
You
got something to compare my shit to.
Yeah, and so this the wild
Cause you
part.
you gonna take my shit, you gonna
okay.
pull the other ones out and be like,
Or worse than that.
So
What happens when she upgrades your joint by trading the other one in with it?
Trading all of them in.
Now
he helped pay for your
we never get married.
You really married
We
the
never
both
get
of
married.
us.
oh my God.
We never get married.
Hold on. How did you not give the rings back?
So the second ring that I had for years, I ended up giving that back kind of like, I don't know. It was a weird situation. And then the other ring was just, the person should have never even proposed. I don't even know why, but ended up he didn't want it back. So I kept it. And then my last ring is the ring that I had to my husband. I'm still married to, by the way.
Okay,
I still have my ring. He's not getting it back.
This record's
He's not getting that back.
This record's for anybody
I'm
that
about to
knows
say,
our.
you've been engaged, you've been proposed to 4 times. You must show the shit out of a crib.
Motherfucking Smeagol.
You show the shit out of a house.
He said Lord of the Rings.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, so I mean, but for this person, I think it is fucked up in a sense to put a bill on somebody in a situation like that. If you gonna present something, that comes with a bill, you gotta be the person that pays that, and that's why sometimes shit like that, it ain't worth it. And it might be something that's if you are married or something like that, it's easier to lock in and say, yo, babe,
because
this
it's our shit. It's our bill.
And it's
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, that number one, marriages end too. But at least there's just like an extra layer of something like, nah, babe, I pay this. I'm paying this off. This is your car. Cool. Because in the end of the day, since we married, the car is kind of anyway.
Yeah.
You still tied to the joint. So I think that makes a little bit more sense, because I know in a lot of situations, let me tell you this. Most of the time, do you think when a person gives a gift like that, most of the time they see it all the way through anyway? Like, does that car ever end up
No.
full property? No.
No.
Bro, I don't care if
It
it's
probably get traded in Two,
Yeah,
3 more times.
Yo, when you watch record labels, when you watch all this shit you've watched, and a nigga presented a car to a nigga, most of the time that car was not paid cash.
No.
I'm talking about whoever you see.
It's
Celebrities is a note. And at certain point, when them people fall out, that record company present with you like, oh, they just presented him for the Jag because his album, man, they pay on that shit. And when they drop you off the label, that shit, they stop the payments on that bitch. That bitch, they recollecting that joint and all of that, bro.
No bullshit.
That happens at with companies all the time. Celebrities giving each other gifts all the time. Rarely does a person be like, "Yo, that truck is $120,000 and I paid the $120,000 cash, and now you just got it."
So don't buy no gift for a person that ain't paid all the way off.
And don't propose to nobody that been proposed to before.
That's not paid. Hold on, that's not.
Yeah, and especially if she got the previous
If she got the ring.
Hold on. That's not paid all the way off. That they could come back and repossess. So, for example, this is the difference. If you pay something, because it's more about who's stuck on the payment. If you bought your girl a diamond necklace, right? But you couldn't afford it, so you put it on your credit card, that's on you. You owe the payments.
Right.
And you know how many times niggas broke up
I
with their
laid
girl
that
and they
shit.
still owe,
people that
and they
did
still
that.
owe
I'm calling and reporting that shit fraud.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I've known people to buy gifts
Light skin
and
joint that
earrings.
Kara stole it out my car. Go lock it the fuck up. The brick
I've
up.
had gifts like that
That's
you know,
crazy.
things ain't work out, but I mean, still got the earrings or something, you know.
And obviously you still got the engagement rings. What the fuck? And then we wonder why things ain't go right with your last relationship.
No,
you know what?
it's
Now
not-
I'm
I
joking.
You know what?
I have
starting
them
to-
Now we
somewhere.
switch sides.
I think he found the rings. He found the other rings.
The rings is somewhere.
She's stuttering. Where they
They
at?
are.
Oh, you got them hitting good.
Oh no, I know what the ring that he gave me. my
No, but I'm talking about the
marriage
other
ring,
rings.
The
You got them
previous-
hit. You got them hit
somewhere.
good.
I don't know. They're not hidden. They just.
So hold on,
somewhere
wait. You know, for everybody too, real quick, if you're watching this right now, you watching overtime. You already know we got the first half, the second half, but right now this is some extra material we want to give y'all. You know what I'm saying? But what I do want to know is, did your husband know about the other engagement rings that you were still hoarding?
hoarding.
I need to know.
I don't think he even knew about the ring. I don't know if he knew
Hey,
about
bro,
it or not.
that's it.
I don't know.
Bro, that's it, bro. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here, bro.
Yo, that's the end of overtime.
Deception.
That's
We
it.
listen, fellas, we lost in overtime.
We lost, man. Lost the game. We lost the finals.